Guys, I'm back with another video on the channel. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. So today we got a video. A little controversy going on in the sports world, the basketball world. Um, the question was, would old school players last in the NBA today? I don't know how old we talking, but if we talking 70s and up, I think some of them could. You have to let me know what y'all think. Like, if y'all think MJ, Pippen, Gary Payton, if we talking about before then, Magic, Bird, Kareem, like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Bill Russell days? Like, what do y'all think? Y'all have to let me know. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for clicking on this video. Hopefully you will enjoy this video and watch this video all the way through with me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and push that notification bell so you know notification on post. With that being said, let's see new school players. I already see Gilbert Arenas on here, so new school players hating on old school players. Let's get it.
Say your generation was soft too compared to the generation before them, the generation before them. Hey
guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is...
Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name, of course, is Sean David, and
What's
I welcome
up,
you to
Sean?
your weekly dose of old school NBA basketball. Now, in today's episode, I want to take a look at, something that has happened recently and basically for the past couple of months, even years. New school players hating on old school players. So we're going to take a look at some of those clips and old school players replying.
So basically, we're looking at old school players replying to new school players, saying that old school players could not last in today's NBA. That's what it was. We just want to skip all that and just get into it.
So the first three clips, or the first three players that I want to take a look at, are new school players. It is going to be Ja Morant, JJ Redick, and Gilbert Arenas, who are considered, he's more new
Ja
school than
Morant
old
said
school.
something?
And let's see what they have to say about old school players.
Oh, no, he's not. Greatest point guard. He's not Bob Cousy. He's not Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy couldn't dribble with his left hand.
Bob Cousy changed the game. Chris Paul didn't change the game.
Oop.
Bob.
Okay, so I don't know about Bob Cousy like that. Like, I haven't looked at his highlights or anything like that, but I heard of him. I know who he was. Actually, I just found out who he was when people was doing that top 75 best 75 players of all time. But then I heard about his name then. Heard about him then. But I agree with him. Chris Paul did not change the game. Chris Paul have a little handles. If anything, Steph Curry changed the game. Kyrie Irving changed the game. Kyrie Irving got handles for days, and his finishes crazy. But Chris Paul, he got some nice passes, a little bit of handles, but he didn't change the game.
Cousy won championships when there were 8 teams in the NBA, and you had to win 2 playoff series. Did Bob Cousy ever shoot over 40% from the field?
Well,
in his
we
career?
understand that.
Did he overshoot? Did he ever shoot over 40%?
He also had 29 assists in an NBA game.
Oh, well, he was being guarded by plumbers and firemen.
We talk about, who was better.
He
the
said
92
plumbers
team
and
or
firemen.
This and this thing. And then you always say, what rules? what rules? What rules are we playing under? Are we playing under, rock'em sock'em robot style rules? And you know what I mean? If so, you're going to have to really let this group adjust to, prison basketball. If you're trying to play this style, then.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't put, what's his name, Bob Cousy versus Chris Paul. It's two totally different eras. And like JJ Redick said, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it's not the same rules, like Gilbert Arenas said. It's different styles of basketball.
And this new style, then these 92 guys, they can't keep up because they don't have the equipment. They don't have the tools. They don't have the skill set to compete with these crossovers and step backs, and they don't have, so it's really a pointless argument. And that's why when back in the day when I was like, Dennis Rodman, they would have killed a 6'7", 210-pound guy, wouldn't be stopping LeBron James. Let it go. You wouldn't. He's a point guard. You were great at defending people who's back to the basket. he's going downhill. This your strength, your brute strength has no bearing on downhill guards.
I heard he was like just how he.
Do y'all agree or disagree with Gilbert Arenas before we move on? Let me know in the comments.
Go about the game, just that mindset he had. I would like to, play against him. So.
Yeah. This time you're not saying, I would have cooked
I would have cooked him, too.
You would have cooked Michael Jordan?
Man, nobody got more confidence than 12.
James Naismith invented the game. You were rewarded for putting the ball in the basket. There's plenty of people that have shot more,
Look at
made
Stephen
more,
A.
and guess
Smith.
what? Made more
He
in a
was
higher
over
percentage
it.
than Larry Bird from three. I'm not saying Larry Bird is not one of the greatest shooters ever. He's not one of the greatest three-point shooters ever. You cannot make that argument.
Yes, he
I'm
is.
sorry.
Because the 80s is so much.
Is Larry Bird not one of the greatest shooters, three-point shooters ever? Do we agree with that or disagree? If you got top 5 three-point shooters of all time, is Larry Bird in there? Not because you want him in there, but is he supposed to be in there? For top three-point shooters, you have pick 5, the best of all time. 3-pointers only. Pick 5 of them. Is Larry Bird in your top 5 for three-point shooters? Let me know. And also let me know your top 5.
Much different. There's physicality, the way they guarded people. You couldn't.
Can we get
Doggy,
off
I've
this
been trying to make
physicality
a
thing?
point.
Seriously, can
I've
we
been
get
trying
off
to make
this
a point for
physicality
you,
thing?
Doggy.
Come on, man.
Well,
I've been trying to make a hold on, guys.
Physicality, Jay. I mean,
Hey,
you don't think that
guys,
counts?
You know what? You and I are going to sit down. You and I are going to sit down. We're
What,
going to sit
y'all
there
need
and
to
we're going
calm
to watch
down.
finals games from the 1980s.
Well, Jay, here's the difference.
I'm going to show you
I saw
what
the games,
physical
and I
basketball
was
is
at the games.
versus
You were
physical
not.
fouling.
You watching them on YouTube. I saw the games. I watched the games at the
my
time. I watched all these games. You didn't watch. You weren't alive when these games were being played. Did you see
84,
Bird
right.
play against the Lakers in '84? Did you see Bird against the Rockets in '86? Were you at courtside watching these games? No. You got to watch the games at the time.
Okay.
Watching them on YouTube 40 years later is not the same at the moment.
So
watching a
let me
ball
ask you a
games.
question then. When I watch, let's say Steph Curry, for example.
Right.
When I watch Steph Curry off the ball in a playoff game,
Oh, he's great.
getting
I know that.
grabbed and held by Marcus Smart, they're attached to him at all times.
Building your online business?
Dang, I was getting into
Go to
it. I ain't
Wix.com
seen that
and
before.
set up your store.
Right.
Then when I watch Larry Bird come off a pin down and no one's within 5 feet of him and they're shooting the gap.
Like when the 90s talking about, oh yeah, y'all soft, we would have put y'all on your ass.
Yeah.
You're a little kid. Like we gain weight when we get older. These are 60, 70 years old, 185 pounds still. Like, come on, shut up. 185, get the out of here. Like I was afraid of you my rookie year. I don't know why. Like you're little, like John Stockton. You guys are little. Right. Like you guys like you guys are deep. These are defensive guys. Like it became a joke. Like it's like.
Yo, what y'all think of Gilbert Arenas anyway? I feel like a lot of people don't talk about him, but he was a tough little point guard. He was a tough point guard.
Put the 2 guard on me, man. These point guards are just too little, and that's what people don't understand. Like evolution, these guys are just too little. Like you're not gonna hurt us.
So now that we heard the opinions of the new school players, let's hear what some of the greatest legends of all time have to say about that. And at the end of the video, I will give you my perspective and my opinion on that. Let's take a look.
Speaking of the physicality, there was a debate on ESPN with a former player in J.J. Redick just recently, and they were debating Bird and Curry. And one of the things they said is that Redick said is that Curry has faced more physicality. We called him out on
Let me say something. First of all, Redick don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm going to say it, right?
I agree.
He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm like, what basketball was you watching? To say something as idiotic as that is ridiculous. The physicality that was a part of the league. Hey, look, when you can put your hand on a guy's hip and make him go a certain way, if you can put that elbow in his chest to slow him, which we call slowing a guy up when you coming down the lane, so how many guys can deal with that type of pressure? And for J.J. Redick, who played this game, I'm very disappointed that he has said something so stupid.
J.J. Redick, current player.
Jerry West always looks so mad.
Played against firemen and plumbers, and Bob came on and wasn't too pleased. And you know, you played in that era,
He
and
said
those guys set
firemen
the
and
table
plumbers.
for us
He's
to be where
rude.
we are today. And I was just interested in your thoughts on comments like that about your generation and the generations that paved the way.
Well, obviously the game is completely different. The athletes are completely different. And I know JJ just a little bit. He's a very smart kid and everything. But tell me what his career looked like.
Ooh.
What did he do that determined games?
Well, you know what I'm going to say. This J.J. Redick, this kid here who's a journeyman, he was a poor man, Danny Ainge. In today's NBA, I don't know what game he's looking at. You can't touch the guy. Anytime you touch anybody, a three-point shooter, come close to them when they're landing, it's a foul. I lived that 80s era, and Larry Bird was one of the greatest three-point shooters that's ever played this game.
This is the thing I'm having a problem with. Bird, who's a big guy, who got bumped all the time, you know, we played around the basket more than guards played around the basket. So I don't understand the logic of him saying that. When clearly those big guys, even to the big guys today, they get touched a little bit more than little guys because they're around the basket. So it just don't make sense when, this is the thing I hate the most. We had our time. It was a great time. It's their time now.
Yes.
But don't crap on us to prove your point. Because it doesn't make sense and it's not valid.
Yeah.
But the same thing, they look at Sam and myself, the old guys hating.
No,
hating on what? I don't hate on these guys.
You're responding right now.
Yeah.
You're not.
I don't hate on these guys. These guys are great. I just don't like the disrespect.
Yeah.
And to say that about Larry Bird, it was less physical. Is he stupid?
Back MVP.
It's just a stupid comment to make. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with Steph Curry or Larry. It's the content.
Exactly. We just broke down the end result.
It doesn't make sense. And he should know better than that.
Yeah.
And I don't care what he feel about me, you know, what his response might be. But when I hear that, and I'm like, you really don't know, do you? It's just stupid.
You know, to me,
Woo! Well, Dominique was upset. He has a right to be, because I feel like a lot of new players, I think the way they're trying to... And J.J. Redick, I don't even consider him a new player. He's like mid-2000 type of player. I understand the older side, like the old school players. It's like new school players is going to always say they can beat the old school players. But like I always say, it's two different eras. It's two different types of basketball. It's totally different. You can't even compare it. You can't even sit there and answer you can't sit there and answer the question, but I can answer this. Larry Bird would have freaking dominate in today's league. He had the size, he had the build. He's like a Jokic and a Luka, but 10 times better. You know what I'm saying? He was faster, he was stronger, he was smarter, and I think he still would have destroyed today's league just as much as he did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Especially with his physicality, his toughness, you know what I'm saying? All of that. Especially with today's type of equipment and training. Boy, he would have been even scarier. Like, he probably would have had as many injuries, you know what I'm saying? He'd have been a beast. He would have been a problem. A big problem. You probably, you know what I'm saying? It would have been bad. Like, and I strongly believe that. But y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Or y'all can let me know if somebody else would have been better in today's time. Today, let me know if y'all agree with the new school players, disagree. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and push that notification bell so you notification on post. That being said, see you guys next video.